What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? Oh, man. It has been quite the day. Man, I was freaking busy today. Guys, I'm excited to bring you what is coming from tomorrow's videos. Man, we'll get into chatting about that in a second, but what is up, everybody? One of the trades. We got technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. Today, my friends, we're going to give you an update on ticker symbol AMC. What else is new? This is the typical standard, Monday night as it would be. And we're just going to be giving you it's going to be a short update, right? I'm not going to dig into any sort of, DD today. I'm going to give you guys, I would say this would be a better hold the ground sort of situation here, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to look at some different numbers. We're going to look at the technical analysis set up on this. And I want to talk about something else as well, which is the fact that I had a chat today with Big Daz TV. Now, if you're not familiar with this channel, this is a guy that I ended up bringing onto my personal, YouTube live stream one day. So I'm just going to pull up YouTube and I'm going to show you his channel. And he is going to be putting up a video talking about exactly what we went over. And it's going to be on Daz TV podcast, from what I know. So just give me one sec to verify that. Yeah, Big Dog's Vlogs. Here we go. So Big Daz Vlogs. He's going to be going live on this channel tomorrow. So if you do want to check that out, it's going to be available. We talk about AMC. We talk about different stocks. And it's going to be great. A great way to connect to a different audience. So I'm very excited to see how that ends up going. But I wanted to point that out right off the bat here. But nonetheless, guys, AMC's price action today. What do we do? We are at $12.15 as of the pre-market close. And you guys might be thinking to yourselves, holy freaking crap, are we done? Is this it again? Is this it again? And my answer to you is simple. It's a big fat no. And I say that not even out of hype, but it's just because we've been through much worse than this. And if you look at the grand scheme picture, I want to point out the technical analysis side of things so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? If we just drop a quick Fibonacci retracement and look at how much we've actually pulled back, we've got a double confirmation, baby, that we are still doing A-okay, because from this run up from $7 down here, right? $7 up to $14.87 at a peak. We had pulled back to that 38.2% retracement. And furthermore, what is awesome, really freaking awesome, is I was worried about this and it ended up coming to fruition. We got a bounce off of this double top setup, this level of support right here. Now, what is a double top? A double top is 2 points in which you have a level that a candle wick can't seem to push through. Right, we see that right here. It's actually a bull trap setup that we got to bounce off of, which is sick. So we had this candlewick touch right here at about $11.94. A false breakover with this candlewick right here, 2 false breaks, and then a sell-off, right? And we got to bounce off of that specific level of support right here that lines up exactly with a 38.2% retracement, which is picture perfect. I'm very satisfied with that. And in the long game, which is what I do believe we're playing here, it may take quite some time for this to play out. I don't know if this is going to happen tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now. I don't know how long this is going to take, but what I will tell you is that this is an unraveling ball. It is. I used this analogy one time on Andrew Mo Money's live stream, and I think it's a great example, right? So we've got this huge freaking boulder right here, chilling on the top of a hill. I'm going to draw this out for you. We're going to come over here to Microsoft Whiteboard. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to over here to Microsoft Whiteboard, and I'm going to show you this big boulder, and that is what AMC represents right now. So you've got a huge amount of short interest that gets doubled down on over and over, right? And it continues to grow. You've got more lenders that are making share availability to shorters, such as the hedge funds, right? So AMC situation right now. This is what you got, right? Big freaking hill. This is a big hill, and down here you've got the Church of the Hedgie Church, and we are trying to crush Hedgie down here, right? You got a big boulder that would do the trick. Big freaking boulder down here on the top of the hill, and you can call this hill the boulder on the hill AMC, right? Well, how are you going to get this down here? How are you going to push this 10,000 pound freaking boulder? It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. How are you going to push this boulder down the hill to crush the Hedgie house with one person? You're not, right? This one Joe Schmo 110 does not equal enough manpower to push this down the hill. Now, keep in mind that this boulder, as it sits here, it just keeps getting bigger. Obviously, boulders don't grow. We're going to pretend that it does. This boulder is getting bigger because there's more short volume that's plowing up on this. And now instead of weighing 10,000 pounds, it weighs 12,000, and then 14,000, and then 16,000. In the meantime, Hedgie's beefing up their house down here. Hedgie is saying, all right, while this boulder's growing, we see some risk here, so we're going to beef up. We're gonna build ourselves a little fence, right? We got a fence chilling right here. We're gonna put a freaking flamethrower up here, we'll say. try and keep this from happening. This is maybe childlike illustration, but the point being, as this boulder continues to grow, the short volume continues to stack. You've got higher amounts of utilization available, meaning that utilization rate goes down. In the short term, it may appear as if a short squeeze is not possible, but in the long term, what it's doing is just having shorts double down on their positions, right? This boulder grows bigger. Now, with the boulder growing bigger, you're gonna need more force to push this down the hill. So with 110, you're not gonna be able to make it happen. Now, to get out of this metaphor per se, you'd probably need something like a bulldozer, right? A bulldozer would have enough manpower to push it down the hill. And a bulldozer here is going to represent, I would say, the amount of capacity it's going to take for the manpower to push that boulder down the hill. Now, that means a lot of insane buying. You need to hold physical, tangible shares of AMC in order to have the manpower to push this down the hill, because you've got two things that play into the price action, right? You've got physical, tangible shares, so just holding AMC, which drives price action either up or down depending on how much is bought or sold. And then you've got options, which force more price action because of gamma squeezing and delta hedging, which is essentially if you have a strike price at $14, right? Strike price at $14, and the price starts to approach that $14. It's getting close. Let's say it's at $13.50, right? You're gonna have the market makers now start to hedge for it, anticipating you're going to break that $14 mark. So they'll buy enough shares to match those $14 strike call options, however many it may be, so that they have the shares in the money. If they needed to exercise that right, for people who are trying to exercise call options, right? So they can send those out to the rightful owners. Well, that'll drive price action up, as well as this right here. Now, this combination, these two wombo combo, freaking cooking with Crisco, Bob Saget, Holy Toledo, you know what it is. This would drive that boulder down the hill. Right, that's what it's going to take. You're going to need this slow combination. Maybe it won't even take one bulldozer. Maybe it takes months of these guys trying to make it happen, right? You try with one bulldozer, they can't get this boulder down the hill. You try with another one, they still can't get this boulder down the hill, right? But nonetheless, that doesn't mean that we don't stop trying. I think something that's very, very interesting is this idea of failing forward. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to fail forward in the sense of losing money with the situation. But what I would say it means is you want to fail forward in the sense that it's okay if we make mistakes along the journey to this end goal, because no loss is realized until it is actually sold. Everything that we have right now, whether it's a loss or a gain, is a paper loss, meaning that you haven't actually realized that profit yet, right? And that's okay. Along the journey, as we continue to get where we're going, we find new ways to drive price action, new ways to drive these call options, right? I'll tell you, to be honest with you, 2.5 months ago, I had no idea what delta hedging was. I had no idea what a gamma squeeze was. And now we know this stuff, and we can continue to drive this price action and get where we need to go. We know there's market manipulation, right? Market manipulation having the sense of where you've got different clearinghouses, hedge funds that are using different tactics. I'm not going to dig into that. Which would apply to today's price action, in my opinion. Very heavily shorted stock today. We'll get into the numbers here in a little bit. But we will eventually dry this up. They cannot do this forever. And we know they can't because we've seen that we are making progress. Keep a macroscopic perspective, guys. We are making progress. Look at this. We went from $5 up to $14.87. That is almost a 200% increase. That's monumental off of nowhere near as much volume as when we had this massive push way back here where we saw 1.2 billion in total volume in a single day. So we are really doing good things, guys. And that retracement is picture perfect, right? We're still continuing to have call options expire in the money every single week, week over week over week. We have more people that are buying and holding than ever before, right? We're starting to really eat up that total float. We've got hedge funds out there longing on the stock that are holding the fort down, trying to get us where we need to go. So the grand scheme picture here, what am I saying with this huge, grand scheme, terrible what's going on in terms of this boulder down the hill? Well, as I'd mentioned, you push this boulder down the hill, the boulder represents AMC's short squeeze potential, right? And down this hill, you're going to have pit stops, right? This will be, maybe a gas station, GG. And then you're going to have to push it down the hill again, and then again. And then if we push this down a little further, right, again, there's going to be steps. It's going to take time. You're not going to get down this freaking huge hill all in one go because there's going to be pit stops along the way. There's going to be obstacles along the way. If I just say where we are right now, we've gone through one little section of the hill. We've destroyed this gas station, right? Now we got the boulder sitting here right again, and we got to refuel those bulldozers, get them ready to push that boulder down to the next stop, which is the next pit stop down here, right? To wreck that next house, to make some more progress, to put a little more of a ding in their penny bank, right? And it's just going to take time. And that's what we saw happen back here. If we look at this run up, right, that's a good step in the right direction. That 4-day stretch where we went from $5 up to, a high of 11. That was a step in the right direction. Pulled back, made another good step of progress up to almost $15. And now we're starting the next step. We're reloading the piggy bank, reloading the bulldozer, getting ready to make that next move. So please, 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 guys, don't sweat these down days. I know that we dropped 10%. We triggered that SSR, the short sale rule, which is frustrating, right? It's tough when you're in the heat of the moment, but don't get emotional about it. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way at all. I mean, if you want to play this a long game, right? If you want to diamond hand this thing for a while, you're going to have to keep yourself mentally centered, mentally focused. This is not a game for people. This is not the stock for you if you don't want to hold this for a prolonged period of time without an end date. You need to be mentally edged. You need to be mentally focused. You need to be able to handle emotional swings up and down, ride the dopamine highs, and be able to control those valleys of the freaking shadow realm of death, right? We do have that SSR in place today, which means that we dropped 10% below the previous day's close. Now, what do I mean by that? In case you were not familiar with the SSR, what that means is the previous day we closed at 1393. The low of the day today was 1176, and that means that we had a low 10% lower or more than the previous day's close, which triggers that short sale rule. Now, this is actually really important because what it does is it prevents shorts from shorting on the downtick. They can't slap the ask. They have to slap the bid. They have to need to meet a buyer, which prevents tomorrow the ability for them to manipulate the stock as much. They're not going to be able to put up those crazy huge short walls that don't let us push through price action. So tomorrow will be a great opportunity to make some purchases if you are looking to do so. We got that beautiful, beautiful bounce off that level of support right here at about $11.60 and some change, right? So that's monumental. We are making good progress, guys. And to further validate that, I want to show you some different information that I have pulled up for you in case you're interested in checking that out. So I do have AMC Entertainment pulled up right here on Ortex. And what is this telling us? The utilization rate is sitting at 88.37%. Now, what does this mean? This is saying that out of all the available lendable shares, don't get this confused with short interest. That's not what this is. Out of all the available lendable shares, 88% of them are being held. Now, this doesn't tell you if there's more available shares for lending. My hypothesis is that when we dropped from 100% down to 84, what happened is you had more available shares for lending. And if you went from a number, let's say, 50 million total shares, and all of a sudden you spike that up to about 70 million, but the same amount of shares is being held, 50 million was being held the entire time, right? What would that tell us is that the utilization rate went up if they're still holding the same amount of short shares as you see right here, right? That's significant. That's these are just ballpark numbers, right? I know that it used to be around that 50 million mark based off of just true tangible, physical short shares, not considering the IOUs, the FTDs, the synthetics, the phantom shares, all that sort of stuff. But that's my hypothesis. That utilization rate went up. We had more availability for short positions, which inevitably, in the end, is going to drive a further and stronger short squeeze when this does end up coming to fruition, right? So you've got that in our back pocket. If you look at Stonk O Tracker for AMC, you want to check this out anytime you can. You can just Google this, amc.crazyawesomecompany.com. It'll tell you when that SSR is in place, right? The trigger price is $12.54. We close at $12.49. We've got 1.6 million shares available to borrow with a 1.3% short borrow fee rate, meaning that an annual interest rate of 1.3% is what we're sitting at right now. I do anticipate that is going to go up over time eventually. As of right now, we have 32,834 call options expiring in the money on March 26th. At $13, you have 11,782 call options that are expiring in the money, which would be that next benchmark that we want to get over to have more call options expire in the money to further push a gamma squeeze potential for the stock, to have more hedging, delta hedging that is taking place by those major clearinghouses. And you'll see them do it more as we get closer to that Friday date, right? You might not see that hedging or them purchasing shares from the actual market tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. They're probably going to wait. They may not. It'll depend on how far it drives up. Like if you go from $13 to $14, well, at that point, yeah, it's definitely in their best interest to do so. But my hypothesis is you won't see that hedging take place until later in the week. 3.865 million total ETF shares available. If you want to check that out, there's more info down here as well. Throughout the day, we did bounce around a little bit. The lowest point from what I remember this morning was 450,000 total short shares available, sitting at 1.6 million as of now with that 1.3% borrow fee rate. I do anticipate that's going to go back up, so don't be tripped up by that. As I mentioned, we do have likely more utilization available. There's probably more short shares available for borrowing, which puts less pressure in the short term on shorts to have to cover, which is going to drop that short borrow fee rate, right? So that's significant and important to keep in the back of your mind. If you want to look at the total short volume today, you had 25.4 million compared to green volume of 40.5 million in total. Now, if we were to add that up, I'm just going to do some quick calculus, physics, quantum physics, baby. We got to make sure that the Gorilla Gang is rocking with that math, because I know I am bad at math, and I don't want to make you guys have to work. Honestly, the point of me crunching these numbers, it probably would have taken way less time if you guys had just done it. 65.9 million. So if you were to take the 25.4 divided by 65.9, that gives you a total of 38% of the total market volume today being red volume. So that is significant. That's a huge amount of short volume, which does paint the picture, right? That lines up extremely well with the price action that we saw take place today. You saw an immediate bam, just getting hammered at market open, right? Dropped from $13 all the way down to $11.76, which is terrible. I mean, it was hard to watch, and I understand that. But we made the bounce back. We triggered that SSR. We made a good recovery. In the after hours, we are down, right? We're at $12.15. But nonetheless, keep a macroscopic picture. This pullback is healthy in the grand scheme of things. It's not the end of the world. And that's where we're sitting at right now in terms of current price action. The last piece that I want to give you guys, this has got nothing to do with AMC itself, but it is maybe a piece of motivation, is that I am not leaving, right? I've seen a lot of people, and there's rumors going around everywhere with Webull, StockTwits, Reddit, Discord, whatever it may be, saying that I have sold some or part of my position or all of my position. As you guys can see, I haven't sold any of my position as it sits right now. It's all there, and it's not going anywhere until I think that this reaches the true potential that it can, or the data proves me that this is not going to happen, right? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not freaking leaving, as the old guy would say. You know what it is, but I really want to double down, guys, on the fact that if this is a stock that you can't handle the ups and downs, the emotional swings, please step away, because I do live streams every single day, and I try to provide you guys opportunities to make money in other places, and that's totally okay if you want to do that, right? I'll help you in the best way that I can, and there are a great community of investors on YouTube that can do the exact same thing. There's a great community of investors anywhere that you want to look, right? You got all the resources you would need where you can get away from AMC if you want to do that. And there's no shame in that, right? I'm going to continue to hold because I think this is going to squeeze, but it's going to be a bumpy road with a lot of emotional ups and downs. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Stay level-headed. Stay the course, my friends. We are making great progress, and don't be scared by the price action that we had today, right? It happens. We've seen this before. We'll see it again. This is not the beginning. This is not the end, and this is going to be a freaking heck of a journey. I'll tell you what, my favorite part of anything in life has always been the journey. It's always been about the journey and not the end goal, and I am enjoying the journey for all the ups and the downs that are being presented to me. So, guys, that was quite a bit of kind of roundabout information. I didn't want to dig into any sort of DD today. To be honest with you, it's been a freaking long day. I've had a lot of stuff going on with medical appointments, and like I said, I had that interview with Dawes today, so a little uncentered, but I did want to provide you guys data nonetheless and how I'm feeling about today's price action, give you a brief rundown on technical analysis. Last thing that I will mention is we have that 15 MA starting to hook in towards that 200 MA, this blue trend line, and the purple trend line, which typically indicates an upcoming decreasement in volatility. So if I had to take a stab at what sort of price action we're going to have tomorrow, I would say and venture to guess that you're going to see a little bit of consolidation or a slow bleed or a slow gain. I don't think it's going to be an outstandingly crazy day unless we've got the volume to follow through with it, in which case maybe I could be incorrect. But this, based on the indicators, that is typically what you see consequently for this setup that we have right now on the charts. So that's what I've got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. This is version 4 for the desktop. Great platform that allows you to start trading at 4 a.m. the pre-market. If you use my link, you get 2 free stocks with a $100 deposit. I will receive a free stock. Great to support the channel, my friends, and if you're not interested, that is totally fine. I just appreciate your support by taking the time to watch my videos. I also have a link to the merch store. If you want to check that out, it is in the description box. Pick yourself up a hoodie, a t-shirt, some mugs, a sticker, whatever it may be. And then also a link to my personal Discord. Pay $5 a month for the Patreon. Super cheap. Keep it cheap for all the apes out there, that freaking Gorilla Gang that wants to rock with the freaking apes in the nation. We've got long-term investing, tax information, swing trading, day trading, scalping. A lot of smart people in there. If you want to hop in there and be a part of the community, it is 100% available to you. That is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.